What's next for you guys? I mean, what you are, like I said, you've done such a good job of just being hyper focused, I think, and getting to this size. I think we see it all the time, and maybe we're even a victim of it. Like we're what one, you know, fifth of your size, and we're starting HVAC, electric, doing all this stuff. Like I love what you guys have done to just hyper focus on it, but sometimes maybe that'll be hard to continue to grow at the clip that you have. So how are you thinking about the next 3, 5, 10 years, and what are you guys going to do to keep growing at the clip you're growing at?
Yeah, for sure. I always say if you're not growing, you're dying, right? And so we're always finding ways to get better. Um, I like to say I'm more of a realist and an optimist at times, and sometimes I hyper focus too much on the things we're not doing well versus the things we're doing well. But I feel like that gives me the ability to kind of break down where our gaps are and find ways to improve. But where we're focusing this year, at least, is we recently revised our mission, vision, values.
Oh, cool.
And,
Awesome.
and preaching that and integrating it in our culture is going to be a continued focus.
Has it been impactful?
Yeah, I think so. I listened to your pod on it, and just like you said, we want to hire and fire based on those values and coach to the values and the one-on-ones, and the reviews, and the situations we see pop up. Tie it back to the values. And
Dude, it's so impactful.
it's good. It's going good so far, but I think we can continue to get better there.
Good.
The other thing that I kind of think about, and when you ask a lot of very successful entrepreneurs, why are their businesses successful? They say it's the systems and the processes that they put in place to run their business effectively, where they're not having to be in their day-to-day firefighting, figuring out how to get by and really make it scalable. And so, although we've done a lot of things well and have scaled greatly, things just like TGL, call-by-call management is something we're looking to implement more, changing some of our dispatching strategy. We're really evaluating all of our systems and processes to figure out how can we make them more sustainable as we continue to scale, make the most out of our leads, our calls on the board, and focus on the conversion. So systems and processes is a big thing. And then another important thing, when you talk to business owners who are at $80 million in revenue, what did they wish they knew at $20 million in revenue?
Yeah.
And this was from a Nexstar event, is where I heard this, is they wish they knew how to develop mid-level managers. And we invest a lot into our people, but I think we have opportunity to continue to find ways to invest in our mid-level management so that we can promote our team internally and help them grow and make them the best version of themselves as well. And so we're investing in on-site trainings to figure out how we can continue to do that and continue to scale that way.
Love it.
That's this year. As you look kind of long term, plumbing's still a newer business unit for us. So before we dive into a third one, which electrical is maybe on the radar, is we want to make sure we're doing a phenomenal job at plumbing, which I think we're doing pretty good. But there's still a lot for us to learn and a ton of room for growth. But eventually, probably a few years down the line, add electrical. And we may want to take another stab at another geographic expansion in a few years as well.
Nice.
Is your goal to do this 100% organic, or do you have any pre-built plans for acquisitions? Tell us a little bit about that, because acquisitions is a hot topic right now. I think that's really took off since COVID, and there's different strategies involved, pros and cons of both. But is that growth or what's next all organic?
We haven't done an acquisition since 2007, so in recent years everything's been organic. But if we're talking geographic, going into a new city, we think it would probably be more advantageous to do it through acquisition rather than greenfielding.
Yeah.
And so no plans in the works. We're focusing on our internal operations this year. No plans to pursue acquisition probably this year. But as we look to go to a new city, acquisition would probably be the route we would go. As we look at expanding to another trade within our existing cities, I'd also say, acquisition would probably be the route we'd try this time rather than greenfielding.